I said I wanna rock.
Are we gonna be goofing off like this every day?
We're not goofing off. We're creating musical fusion.
Wow, you're amazing, dude.
Thanks. I like to play.
I'm a small reporter from Rolling Stone magazine that's in town to do an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
It is time for the Unsigned and Unhinged Meltdown.
Everybody, welcome to the Unsigned, Unhinged Meltdown. I have with me a special guest as always, because all my guests are special. Not special like special, but they're special, right? They're special. So I got with me from southeastern Wisconsin, Kenosha Racine area, right? Slaughter Party. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Doing good, man.
I got 2/3. That's like, what, 66.66666? I got 2/3 of them, but it's okay, because, yeah, we're going to make do, and things are going to be awesome. So the name of the band, Slaughter Party. Who actually came up with it, and is there actual meaning behind the band name?
Well, that was both Ray and myself, Will. Really, it's just kind of coined to describe what we're doing musically. Again, we are a horror-themed punk rock group, kind of alternative rock. And Slaughter Party, simply we're singing about killing and having a blast doing it. Kind of a fun with murder, you know.
You can go ahead and kill my ex. I don't mind. I didn't say that out loud. I did not say that out loud. You know.
Yeah, we have some songs that pretty much have that coined into it.
Yeah. So now, how long? Now, for those of you that don't know, I was actually introduced by Slaughter Party from my good friends, The First Rule, and when Chris Shanahan and Money Mike. And Chris was like, "Yeah, dude, you gotta check out Slaughter Party. We've done shows with them before, and this was at Shrimpfest. But my partner in crime at the time, because you guys went on so late,
right,
on the Saturday night, and I was just like, man, we're gonna stick it out because I want to see these guys." And the partner in the crime, which happened to be the ex, was like, "I'm tired. I want to go." And I'm like, but no, there's more bands. This was like before everything started. Like, this is as I was doing my quote unquote research and networking for the podcast, trying to find other bands. And I'm like, no, I want to be able to see this band so I can introduce myself and kind of be like, hey, my podcast. This is before I knew Will, because I knew Will from back in the Frantic days.
Yeah. Yep.
Which that band was pretty good, but you guys. I think you guys only had like 2 or 3 original songs, and everything else was pretty much covers, right?
There was actually one original, and then about 100 covers.
Yeah.
Did a lot of covers.
I liked the version that you did from the. I'm brain farting on the movie, but it was the one with Tom Cruise, and I want to say it's kind of like a musical with Tom Cruise, and I'm brain farting on everybody else that's in there.
Yeah, that Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
Songs from that. Yeah, we kind of did that and mixed it up with some Kiss. And
which that's like one of my favorite Kiss songs. So I heard that and I was like, oh gosh, I love this. Oh man. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So
correct.
Now, how long have you guys actually been doing this for? Like, I know, Will, you've been doing this for a while with other bands. Paul, is it the same thing with you? And how did you guys get together to form Slaughter Party?
Well, again, Paul's not present. As Ray here.
Oh, Ray, my bad.
That's okay. No, Ray and I we've been playing music together for many years. Slaughter Party. After Frantic dissolved, we wanted to work on our own thing, and we actually started. We spent an entire year, wrote an entire album of extremely heavy industrial horror metal, and then just kind of getting into it and really loving it. And then we're like, and then we wanted to have a little more fun with it, so then we changed it up. It was actually more Ray's idea, and then we turned it into again, like a feel good, almost pop version of a, this horror themed, punk rock. And just started going with that. We went through really January this year is when we first started writing. We wrote very intensely for a while. For a couple months. Wrote an entire album. Have been doing shows since. Getting really busy.
Well, we did our first show in February, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. First show was late February in Racine at George's, and then the following month at Shrimpfest. And right now we're pretty booked up all the way through December.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because was your first show with the First Roll?
No. Our first show was actually with Junior's Eyes, an Ozzy Osbourne tribute band.
Okay.
They were pretty cool.
Yeah, because after you said pretty much Shrimpfest was kind of almost within the first few shows.
Yep.
And Chris was telling me, "Oh yeah, we played with these guys," and I'm like, "Oh," he made it seem like he had played with you guys a few times. So I was assuming that Shrimpfest was kind of "Oh yeah, we've been together for a year now."
Yep. Nope.
That's what I was assuming. So
yeah, he must have been referring to some of our other work that we've done before.
Yeah.
And also Money Mike was our drummer from the past and the previous band too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it was Money Mike. It was and oh man, I'm brain farting on names now. But Money Mike was the drummer. It was you, and I'm brain farting on Ray, and then I'm brain farting on your old singer's name.
Dan.
Dan. Well, how can I always forget Dan? That's a simple name. It's like Bob. How can you forget about Dan? Anyway, so the first song we're gonna play off the CD, which I believe it's self-titled, and you guys don't have physical copies out yet?
Not yet.
No, not yet. We're going to be re-recording the entire thing, adding some more to it. Hopefully by around Halloween or by the end of this year, we'll have a remastered, re-recorded official release.
Well, I want me a copy of that shiznit when it comes out. Yeah, I said shiznit. It's okay.
No problem, man.
Because I have my collection of autographed independent / local music CDs, which is at 32 right now, and I always want more. Anyway, so the first song that we're gonna play, did I say the title of the song already? I'm brain farting because I went on a tangent.
No, you said it was self-titled, I think.
I was talking about the album, but yeah. See, I got a lot on my plate, guys. It's been a really hectic week to my Meltdown fans. So it's been a wonderful week. Anyway, so now the CD. I know you can get some of the stuff on iTunes, or not on iTunes, but on ReverbNation. Is it available anywhere else?
No, not currently. It's not going to be until again, as soon as we do the official release, then some of those are going to be pulled, and then it'll be on Spotify and iTunes.
I got it before any of you guys did, because I'm special. I get to say that. Special. So the first song that we're going to play, which, I see Will, pumping this song up a lot, which is Wendigo a Go-Go. I see that song by you guys, popping up all over the place. So is that kind of like a go-to song for you guys?
No, just a fun song. It kind of bounce around. We try to just feature different tunes that we wrote. This one, just our love for cannibals, pretty much.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of our songs are really kind of based off of some B horror movies or just kind of disturbing stuff, but we just kind of put it into our music. This one is really it's a kind of a cannibal love song, from the first person of a cannibal.
Kind of our, it's kind of reminiscent of, what's the movie?
Ravenous.
That's just kind of, sometimes we take a concept from a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And, right around it.
Now, when I heard Wendigo, when I saw the song title, I'm like, dude, Supernatural, which is my favorite TV show. I was just like, oh, I got to listen to this song right away, because they took on a Wendigo in the first season, and it was really kind of cool. Because I'm a huge Supernatural fan, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not perfect, but, you know.
Yeah, this song is the Wendigo's love affair with his victim, pretty much.
Oh, well, I mean, everybody needs to have a little bit of love in their life. I mean, you can't you can't disclude the Wendigo for that.
And why not finish it off with some brains?
Brains. So, all right, guys, why don't you check out this song, the first song that we're going to spin by Slaughter Party, which is Wendigo A Go Go. Check it out.
Was so brand new. Fallacies of our disease were true. As we break on through this misconception, dying all the time. Come a ghost, an appetizer for me, myself, and all that's on the line. Separate the skin and bone and take what's rightfully mine. Still lodged beneath your chest. You're all alone and I'll have my own. I know I do my best. I just want to eat your filthy brains and cut you into pieces. I just want to eat your filthy brains and cut you into pieces. I've been hunting through the dark for you. My breath smells of success when I find you. Know the best part of these funny games is dying in my arms. You're on your way to happy land and more. Whoa, come with me, take my filthy hand. We'll go to the top of the world and all over the land. But your body's cold when I'm with you. You didn't want this, but I don't care, 'cause I'm really into you. I just want to eat your filthy brains and cut you into pieces. I just want to eat your filthy brains and cut you into pieces. Take my filthy hand. We'll go to the top of the world and bleed all over the land. Being still, lodged beneath your chest. Fill my void of emptiness and I'll save the best for last. I just want to eat your filthy brains and cut you into pieces. I just want to eat your filthy brains and cut you out.
Yeah, that was the love affair, and then he just ate some brains. Brains.
Pretty much.
Brains. So, all right, moving on with what we're going to do about here. I mean, which is good, because when you have just one person, like if it was just me and Will, it tends to get a little dry. When you're just, it's a one-on-one, which is why I'm glad Ray is here, because they can bounce off each other and make it where I'm not talking as much, like I'm doing right now. I shouldn't be doing this.
Fine.
I should not be doing this. Anyway, moving on. So, what have been some of your biggest influences in your musical career since you guys have been doing this? Whether, it's musical influences or just not musical influences.
Musical influences for Slaughter Party. I mean, really heavily on, the Danzig, Misfits, the White Zombie. Marilyn Manson, kind of the little, like the shock rock pop appeal to it. The kind of classic rock and roll, some, late 80s, like
Alice
early 90s
Cooper.
metal, Alice Cooper.
Big time Alice Cooper.
Yep. Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures, Ramones, and again, some more like those old, like, feel good, even like, the pop punk stuff, like the Green Day, Pennywise, Bad Religion, that stuff that I think everybody knows, whether or not they want to admit it. It's, something that, it feels good, you kind of sing along to it, move around to it, and that's kind of what we're trying to do, but again, with a dark, almost kind of comical theme to it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned one of my favorite bands of all time. You mentioned Bad Religion. So now you're good in my book. It's okay now. Yeah. That's one of my favorite bands of all time.
Oh, Bad Religion's fantastic.
Yeah. My musical tastes are they're all over the market. It really is. So,
Us too.
Like I remember some of my first music was like NWA, it was ABBA. It was Michael Jackson, it was Def Leppard.
I still have every Eazy-E album.
Dude, NWA Straight Outta Compton was one of the greatest albums of all time. But
yeah, that's good.
Oh man. So, speaking of albums, I mean, what was the first album that you guys ever had? So, Will, what was the first album you ever purchased?
MC Hammer, Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Yeah. No, I think it was probably Weird Al Yankovic, and then MC Hammer, and then Napalm Death and Deicide. I got turned on that pretty quick, and then more Weird Al, Nine Inch Nails. That I actually got turned on to Nine Inch Nails before Pretty Hate Machine came out. My sister had a demo cassette tape of Nine Inch Nails before Pretty Hate Machine came on. I had that.
Oh, wow.
You liked Nine Inch Nails before it was cool?
I did.
I liked Nine Inch Nails before it was cool to like Nine Inch Nails. Sucker?
Pretty much.
I liked Local H before they got popular. So
yeah, and again, I've always liked an incredible wide range of music from Beatles to Deicide, pretty much, and everything in between. Just not a huge country person. Rap, not too big on it. There's a few songs here and there I might get into, but.
So, Ray, what was the first album that you ever purchased or received?
My first album was Metallica, the Black Album.
Oh, okay. Life has been restored. Everyone can live on peacefully. Someone's first album was a good album.
Yeah,
like a classic album.
Second album was Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire.
Oh,
yeah,
see,
that's a good album.
My first album that I ever got was for Christmas. It was New Kids on the Block. No, I was like in like 4th or 5th grade and hanging.
Well, in my defense, my MC Hammer one was a gift to me.
Yeah, but my first album I ever purchased was the first album I think I ever purchased was House of Pain, Fine Malt Lyrics.
All right,
that's a good one.
I think that was the first album I ever purchased. Like I actually bought physically with my own money. I think that's what it was. House of Pain, Fine Malt Lyrics.
Obviously, that means the most. You know what I mean? When you sought it out.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, I maybe it wasn't a House of Pain. Maybe it was Ugly Kid Joe.
Okay.
Ugly as they want to be. I think I bought that on cassette. But House of Pain was my first CD that I ever bought. But I think Ugly Kid Joe was the first cassette I ever owned.
Okay.
And I yeah. But that's neither here nor there. For those of you that don't like Ugly Kid Joe, you suck. You should not listen to this podcast anymore because, in my opinion, they're one of the greatest bands of all time. They're in my top 10 of bands that I like that no one else really likes. So deal with it. Oh man. Anyway, so now we talked about albums, but what's the first concert you've ever been to, Ray?
Oh, I think I saw BTO.
Well, that's classic right there.
Yeah, and then the second show, I actually saw it out was Cannibal Corpse.
Okay.
So I have a wide array of bands I like to see, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Will, what about you?
First concert I've ever been to?
Yeah.
It was Weird Al Yankovic, and it was freaking fantastic.
Dude, for those of you that don't like Weird Al, you guys can suck it.
Yeah. And then I think Queensryche I went to after that, and then I think it was Guar.
Awesome.
Probably. There's an Eric Clapton in there. I don't know, then it just goes on,
Yeah. But, Eric Clapton, dude, that's a classic. If you guys are sitting there saying, I don't like Eric Clapton because it's not cool, you're not cool because you don't like Eric Clapton. That man's a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was fantastic in concert.
Oh, man. My first concert ever, my first concert was actually a concert that I actually paid for, which was AC/DC.
Nice.
My second concert that I actually paid for is my favorite band of all time, which was Rush. And, my first 2 concerts were, amazing. So, that's all I can say about that. I was blown away seeing my favorite band. I was seeing Rush for the first time. And, that was an incredible experience, which my listeners know very well. Because when we talk about concerts, I bring that up. But, anyway, we're moving right along.
Cool.
We go on so many tangents where it's just like, wait a minute, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, we're here to talk about music, and we're here to talk about Slaughter Party. But yet, here we are, we're talking about football now, or baseball, or a movie that we saw. And it's okay. Which, I'm really kind of upset because I was supposed to go, speaking of movies, I was supposed to go this weekend to see... Actually, when I record this, it's last weekend. So, yeah. Or when I air this, it's going to be last weekend. I was supposed to go see Spider-Man.
Okay.
And I haven't got a chance to see Spider-Man yet, which is really hurtful to me. Because whenever a Marvel movie comes out, if I don't go Thursday or Friday, like opening days, I go opening weekend.
Right.
And I had... Things just got it. There was a snafu, and I can't go. So, hopefully, if everything works out, I'll be going tomorrow. But
I want to see it too.
Dude,
sure.
I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so it's okay. These things are okay. So, the next song that we're going to spin was one of the first songs that I actually listened to when I was listening to the music that Will had sent over to me, because when everything was sitting in my folder, and I was like, okay, let's listen to it, everything went alphabetically, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what we've been dealing with too.
So the first song that I got to listen to was Demon Days, and it's like one of those songs, it's like a pick-me-up song. It's like, oh man, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm awake!
Yeah.
Yep, I'm awake.
Yeah, it's usually what we'll use to open up a show. Usually just kind of sets the pace. That's kind of our fight song.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great song. Now, is there a meaning behind this song at all, or is this just kind of we wanted to do something to rile everybody up and get crazy?
Yeah,
that's pretty much what this song is.
The size of it, yeah.
Oh man! All right, guys. So check it out. This is Demon Days.
Turn away, but it's time you'll pay.
if you were driving in the car and downloading my podcasts and listening to it in the car, I hope you weren't headbanging too hard and like just hit a stop sign. Fair warning, don't listen to heavy metal or heavy rock while driving, because you're going to get into it, start headbanging, and oh shit, tree. Oh, well, my car is hugging a tree now, but it happens. But Frankie messed up. I had a shout out that I was supposed to do at the very beginning of the show, so because I forgot to do so, I'm going to do it a few times because now I feel bad. And so there is, I can say that she's cute. I've never met her, but she's extremely attractive woman that is all the way down in Dallas, Texas. Her name is Kat Scott. She's doing her own podcast now, who I'm friends with her on Facebook, and she's doing very similar to what I'm doing, which is hashtag support the local music scene. Support local music. So she's doing a podcast which is going to be called The Kat Scott Show, and it's going to be on Podomatic on Thursdays.
That's cool.
And it's going to be about the independent and local music scene, just like this is. So maybe I can hook Slaughter Potty. Slaughter Potty. They're going to slaughter the potty.
What a potty.
What porta potty, Jackie? My God. No, they're not going to slaughter the potty because that's bad. And anyway, no, it's Slaughter Party, so I'm going to hook up Kat with Slaughter Party so we can get
Slaughter Party. Sausage party.
What's that?
It's okay.
We don't. Yeah, we don't want a sausage party. No.
Okay. So you did hear me.
No. I don't know if I can say this, but I'm all about the taco. So,
all right.
It's okay. It's okay. So, Kat, there's your shout out. I'm sorry. I'll give you a few more throughout the show. So, what would you say is probably some of your favorite venues that you guys have had a chance to play at? Now, notably, you guys actually got a chance to play on the main stage at the Broadstop during Shrimpfest. Now, that must have been mind-blowing right there, because some of the bands that have actually walked on that stage, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've been on there before, not with this group. So, yeah, it's always fun there.
Yeah, it's an awesome stage. It's so, it's so huge, and we're a three-piece, so we spread out a little bit, and I look over at Bill, and I didn't realize he was that far away.
Yeah, that was one thing. I'm actually, again, when we were on it before, we had 6 guys on the stage, so now it's, with the 3 of us, it's a little too big for us.
But we had a good time there, and then we've been playing in Milwaukee lately, and we're starting to like some of those places down there, Bremen Cafe and Circle A. They're little tiny little places, but they're a lot of fun. They're real intimate. You don't have to blow everybody's head off with volume or anything like that. Everybody can be heard. So we've had a lot of fun at places like that. We fit really good there too. Like I said, we're a 3-piece band, so we fit. We fit in a corner anywhere, really.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray's on one side and Will's on the other, and Ray's sending smoke signals just to let them know, hey, we're gonna play this song next.
Right.
Just look, and then Bill will be like, oh.
Well, that's what a set list is.
Hey, I'm trying to be funny. Just go
that's
with
all right.
it, okay? I lost my set list. Smoke signals.
Quarters Rock and Roll Palace next week. That place is pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
I have yet to be there. I have not been there yet.
Yeah, it's kind of legendary in its own neighborhood. Small place, but it sees a lot of action.
Yeah. So now with the stages, do you guys prefer to have, like, now that you're a 3-piece, do you prefer to have a larger stage so you can, be more energetic on stage, or do you like to have the smaller the smaller crowds in like a smaller bar where it's more intimate with the crowd?
Well, go ahead. You go ahead.
Honestly, it really doesn't matter. We're just trying to get out to people, connect with people, get our music out there. Again, sometimes those smaller, intimate settings are, they can sometimes be a lot more fun, in my opinion. But the bigger shows, those are a blast too. Again, it really doesn't matter as long as we can, as long as the sound is good. Which, I know we're always going to do our best, play our hearts out while we're performing. Again, as long as the sound is being done justice, as far as the PA, controlling the vocals,
Mm-hmm.
We're good on that. And again, just connecting with people. That's all we're about right now.
Yeah.
So especially since we just started up, we're trying to get some buzz going before we get our album release. Exposure right now. That's all we're working for.
All right. So, what would you say is probably your most embarrassing moment that you ever had on stage?
I don't think I've had many, except
missing a note or something.
Nothing major.
Missing lyrics, but
No, I don't. You don't miss stuff like that. But my most embarrassing moment on stage would probably be before this band. It was a night with too much LaModka, but we don't need to go there.
Hey, these things happen. I've seen Will when he was drunk, and
basically, we played sets. I was passed out, drunk, throwing up all over the place after the first set.
Yeah.
But I got to play the second and third one, and I did fine. And then we're sitting on somebody else's drum set, and again, we're not going to go there. Other than that, I pretty much just stay pretty professional, but I will have fun. I'll have a few drinks, hang out with people. I can get a little over the top sometime, but that's just me. Naturally, I think I have a little crazy side to me, but
This is why he's not the singer. You never want to have a singer drunk.
I unfortunately have to do backup, so he's always ready to cut me off.
So,
he's got his finger on the button here. I just ready to sever my XLR cable to my microphone anytime. It's like he's got his scissors just ready to snip. You're done. You're done.
No. I want to think the most.
With the last show, I had a little too much to drink. I was swearing at a dog.
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
I want to say the most famous drunk singer on a mic that was actually got national recognition was the Scott Stapp incident when I think he was on tour with Limp Bizkit. Creed was on tour with Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people don't like Creed.
What else, Scott?
I know a lot of people don't like Creed, but Creed's in my top 10. If you don't like it, I don't care. I like the band. For me, it's a personal thing with my dad. That was like me and my dad's band when we were growing up, or when I was growing up.
That's cool, man.
Creed will always have a special place in my heart. I'm just saying. Anyway, but we're not talking about Creed. We're talking about Slaughter Party or Slaughter Potty. Or
if you're from Boston, they're Slaughter Potty.
Or if you're Will, it's a sausage party because he's all about that.
No.
So the next song that we're gonna spin for everybody is Slamboni. This song's great. Now, for those of you guys know, I usually save the best for last. Not the best, but like my own personal favorites. I usually save them for last. I listen to the music and go, I like this one best. I'm saving that for last because
this one was a blast to write too. It's kind of have you seen Dawn of the Dead?
Oh yeah, the original or the new one?
The new one.
Yeah, the new one.
With
where they
Mekhi
have
Pfeiffer
that armored car.
That's Land of the Dead.
Oh, Land of the Dead. Sorry,
Land of the Dead has the Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, the
truck.
Dead Reckoning. Yeah,
that's our version. Is the Slamboni?
Yeah.
That Dawn of the Dead was really good. I really enjoyed that.
I can't believe I got them mixed up. My bad.
Oh, it's the next one.
So whatever. This is our version of just going on a killing spree in a freaking tank, killing everything in our path.
Yeah, I'm in this like Sherman tank. Hey, what's up? Kablow!
Pretty much. But we get intimate too. We get out the chainsaws, the shotguns, and So when I hear the song, and when I was thinking about it, I'm thinking of again the Land of the Dead. I'm thinking of even what was it, episode 2 of the new Ash versus the Evil Dead, the scene when he's driving his car and there's a zombie in the back seat going after him, or just like this high speed, just brutal massacre.
Yeah,
pretty much. That's kind of what's running through my mind, when we came up with this.
Seeing as we are talking about zombies, which I don't know why, but I think it's ever since The Walking Dead. There's been like a huge zombie craze since The Walking Dead like really took off. And I've always kind of been into zombie movies. Like, I don't like horror movies. I really don't. Like, I sit there, hey, I'm man enough to admit it. If there's a horror movie on, I will close my eyes and be like, can we turn this off, please? My first experience with watching a horror movie was we did a Halloween party. I think I was like 10 or 11. And we were watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and I think it was 3 or 4, where the people were on pepperoni slices. And Freddy Krueger was eating the pepperoni, and the girl was turning into a spider or an ant or something like that.
Yeah, that was 3, because 4 was the Dream Warriors one.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, God, it was so disgusting. And I'm like 10 years old.
Awesome.
And I was like, I can't watch this. The even more worse of it, like I sit there, and if I see a trailer for a movie, I'm like, oh, that looks really good. So there was Wes Craven's They. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Okay, if you like horror movies, it's something you would probably like.
Yeah, I've seen it. I have. It's been a while.
Yeah, but when I watched that movie for the first time, I was with my ex-fiance, and she's like, okay, let's turn the lights off now. I was like, no, leave them on! Leave those lights on! And she was like, are you really that scared? I'm like, I hate horror movies, and I saw the trailer, and it looked good, and I'm freaking scared. Leave the freaking lights on. And I'm like 24 when this is happening, so I ain't afraid to admit it, dude. I hate horror movies. But we saw a horror movie the other day, or it's labeled as a horror movie. I didn't think it was scary, but we watched Get Out, and that was a really good movie. And it wasn't scary. It was more like a thriller.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with most of the newer horror movies. They're not scary anymore.
I don't know, dude. I got scared watching.
I'm pretty desensitized on this stuff too. I can watch anything. The more gore, the better. I want to see brains, guts all over the place. It kind of gets me off, I think.
I had no problem watching Saw, because Saw, I sat there and watched Saw with a straight face the whole time. But you put like Freddy Krueger on, I don't know what it is, but dude, I freak the hell out. I really do. With like the monster type stuff, like Freddy Krueger, Wes Craven's They, that kind of stuff. I don't know why, it just kind of gets to me, and I don't know why. But I had no problem watching Child's Play.
You know,
I had no problem watching Child's Play. But back to zombies
is so cheesy and unbelievable. It's
kinda... back to the zombie movie thing that we were kind of talking about. What is your favorite zombie movie of all time?
I don't know, Ray.
I don't know. I like the remake of Dawn of the Dead the best. Actually, that's my favorite zombie movie so far. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's a great one.
I don't know. I don't really have.
I love all those zombie movies. The knockoffs.
I like the original Night of the Living Dead too.
I like all those.
I mean,
but if I had to pick a favorite, I'd definitely say the Dawn of the Dead remake, just because the zombies run. They're so much scarier, and they did a good job on it.
I like the comedy zombie movies. Like, I like those too.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead was good.
And even like one of the newer ones, 28 Days Later was pretty cool. Which wasn't. It was a rage virus. So it's a little different, but
like World War Z was kind of weird too.
Yep.
But my personal favorite,
they just weren't scary anymore though. Yeah. There's a lot of element that was lost. I think a big part of it is the soundtrack too is what I think has really kind of gone missing with the older horror movies. Just the way they're I don't know, the way it's filmed, the way it's presented, how they do the soundtracks has just changed over the years, and I think a lot of it's kind of missing in some stuff now. I mean,
my personal favorite zombie movie was in theaters for a week, and then I got pulled because no one was going to see it. But I got it right away because I saw the trailer and was like, dude, this looks funny as fuck. And that was Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I thought it was freaking hysterical. I was laughing so hard throughout the entire movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
And
I actually haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, you got to check it out. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Yep.
Really quick note about that movie. The guy that is kind of like the main character also plays Cyclops in the new X-Men movie, X-Men Apocalypse. He plays Cyclops. The main character plays Cyclops. So, boom, there's a little spoiler for you. Go, oh, how do I know this guy? Because I'm a movie buff, so I kind of like pay attention to this kind of shit. Anyway, so we went off on tangents about zombies, but that's okay, you know, because that's what we do. That's what we like to do. I go on tangents. You know, speaking of more zombie movies, what's your honest impression of the Resident Evil franchise? Me personally, I really enjoy them. But I think
the movies?
Yeah, the movies.
I like them.
I
think, have them all.
Oh, I have them all as well. I think that
I own them all. I don't know. They're okay.
You know, I think after the third or the fourth one, it was like, what are you doing? But at the same time, I was really enjoying it. It's kind of like Supernatural. It's like, dude, what more stories do you have to tell? Don't worry, I'm going to keep watching, but what more do you got to tell me? But it's okay. Anyway, we're off on tangents, but that's okay. We're here with Slaughter Party. I got Ray and Will with me, and we're going to spin the next song for you now, which we went off on a tangent because we were talking about zombies. But here it is. Check out Slamboni.
On wheels of glory, this armor will keep us safe from the hordes of these nightmare creatures, ripping limb from limb all night. We won't sleep till first light, blasting down this highway of disaster.
Chainsaw, shotgun, leather, sunglasses.
We're riding for you. We're ready for anything, anyone, and everything. Your numbers are it's true. It's killing time for you and you, all of you. These monsters die in fits of rage. Skeletons, witches, zombies crave, but we're all so tired of giving them our praise. This time it's all for one for all and all for fun, as we're slamming through the devil's gate of hell. Whoa, oh, oh.
Chainsaw, shotgun, leather, sunglasses.
We're riding for you. We're ready for anything, anyone, and anything. Your numbers are bit true. It's killing time for you and you, all of you. We're riding for you. We're ready for anything, anyone, and everything. Your numbers are bit true. It's killing time for you and you, all of you.
Now, if you were listening to that song and doing the reenactment of Dawn of the Dead with the chainsaw halfway through the bus, kudos for you. Because that was a brilliant idea. Just don't saw off the other person's legs like in the movie, because that you don't want to kill people. Killing people is bad, okay? Drugs are bad, okay? Killing is bad, okay? Oh, man. So,
Yeah, that song's actually pretty fun to do live because in a way we get to threaten to kill the audience. Like you and you and you, all of you. It's pretty fun.
Oh man!
Unfortunately, none of us have a free hand to actually point at people. So I've actually tried to point at them with my guitar as if it's like a gun.
Boom! You're dead.
Pretty much.
Oh man! So, now I know that you guys did Frantic, which was it's not this style of music that you're doing right now. But what made you decide that you wanted to go into this style from, the previous style that you guys were doing?
I've always loved horror. That's kind of what's been the one thing that's consistent since I was just a kid. I don't know. I'm obsessed with it. It makes me glow. And music, obviously, that's been in my blood since I was 4 years old. I started playing, so I'm a musician, and I love horror, so we wanted to put it together. And again, at the end of the day, when you're doing a cover band, it's a lot of fun. We had a blast doing it, but when it's all said and done, you're doing somebody else's music. I want to do my music, or our music. It's a much more satisfying feeling. Seeing people, come to your show wearing your T-shirt or something like that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Does that answer your question?
That completely answers the question. Sorry, like I said, dude, it's been a hectic week. I got a text message that just came through, so my apologies. I was sitting there trying to figure out what was going on.
No problem. I don't know if I lost you or something for a second.
No, you didn't lose me. So, oh man. So, what would you say are some of the bands that you guys actually enjoyed sharing the stage with?
That's honestly every band we've played with so far have been great. The first one we played with, Junior's Eyes, an Ozzy tribute band. They were really good. They played identical to the Ozzy songs. Marco, the guitarist, is absolutely phenomenal. He was previously from Will of Tomorrow, who we played with them, years ago. I think Loyal Subjects for the Kenosha bands we played with, they're just fucking awesome. They rock hard every time. They're a blast to play with. Hatrix. We played with Redline Messiah from Chicago. They were awesome. The Fast Plants, equally amazing. And actually a real kind of mind blower we played with recently, Wildlife Cinema.
Get some water.
Those guys kicked ass. They were kind of getting started out too. Their sound, really full sound. The guys used tons of effects, keyboards, synths, almost like a little more of like a heavier version of Radiohead.
Okay.
They were absolutely fantastic. Electric Adventure, just straight up, fucking rock and roll. They're a Milwaukee band. That project is just starting out, and they're taking off really well. The singer-songwriter for that is also in another band, Bad Bread, we've played with as well. They're really cool too. Real high energy, fast, dirty skate punk. They were cool.
Yeah, because I know you have a show coming up with Union League.
Yeah, Union League. Sorry, I can't forget those guys. Those guys are awesome. We just played with them at George's, and then we're going to be playing with them again at Outbreak Billiards, the back room, having a 20-year anniversary party for that pool hall. They have a really cool stage set up in the back room.
Which I'll be at that show.
What's that?
I said I'll be at that show.
Cool, man. I'd like to see you. Dropping Daisies will be in with that one as well. Then we're doing Taste of Wisconsin.
Yep, I'll be there too. So.
And then coming into August, we have Center Street Days, which is a kickoff for Milwaukee Punk Fest. Tons of great bands playing that day, including Size 5s are one of them. Those guys are awesome. If you get a chance to catch them in Milwaukee, they're playing quite a bit. They go to Green Bay a bit as well. They're really cool. And then got some shows coming up with Rat Bat Spider, Beaker, Dead Morticians. I don't know. It's they're all great. We enjoy playing with every single one of the groups we play with. So the list is going to go on.
Yeah, the list is always going to go on because, like I've told everybody, independent local music scene in the Midwest, I think, is really, really rich, and I think it's very, very diverse. There's so much talent that's in here. That's why I'm going to school to start my own record label, start a recording studio, boom. And I mean, screw the grunge music movement from Seattle. I'm starting the Midwest rock movement. Deal with it. Boom. Blazin'. And if you guys don't remember Blazin', go back and listen to the Bridge to Grace podcast, and you'll understand Blazin'. So... Right. Now, how do you get? Now, I know, Will, your social media game is pretty nuts. But how do you feel that social media affects the independent and local music scene?
I mean, if it's any advertising tool, anything to just get out there and connect with people is going to be a plus, you know. But at the same time, you can't forget that. You know, you still got to get out there in person, you know, like, you know, flyers, things like that. I mean, just, you know, word of mouth is, you know, I think more important. I think people kind of forget that. Now they just rely just 100% on Facebook, you know. And I think, sometimes people, you know, they're just they get bogged down by this too. You know, like 100 notifications, this and that and that. Oh, okay, interested, but you're not really, you know, you just click on it, you know, so you still got to, get out there, talk to people, meet people, you know, face to face. Just get out there and do it. But again, I mean, any tool that is there, I mean, is definitely beneficial. You know, and you know, and we'll use that. You know, we're you know, trying to be, you know, a part of it. You know, and we try to share other artists' things as well. You know, let them know, you know, when they're kick ass. You know, or you know, try to share these other guys. If we play with somebody, hey, everybody, check these guys out.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it's not about us necessarily. I mean, we're all in it together.
Yeah,
basically, you know, and that's what I'm about. It, you know, we're just.
And I honestly love that about the local music scene here in the Midwest is bands will seriously help other bands, and I've seen that more times than not. You know, there's been a few instances where it was just like, dude, why do I want to help then? I want to sit there.
There's a couple D-bags out there, but for the most part, I think most everyone who's out there knows that we're all in it together, and everybody's out where they can. You know, because we're all in it for the love of music and, you know, performing.
Yeah, which I really, truly like it when I see that, because, you know, if you sit there and help a band out and you help this band out and this band breaks it out big and actually gets signed and starts like doing something really big, if they're coming on tour, maybe they're going to pick you up and take you on tour with them and you'll get noticed. So stop being D-bags and just like support everybody. Just don't support yourself.
Yeah. Dirtbag, douchebag, dickbag, whatever.
Yeah, same thing. So next song that we're going to spin, like I said, we're getting into everybody's love for zombies. Way to go, Daryl Dixon. I still remember you as, you know, the Boondock Saints. So what everybody says, you know, Daryl Dixon, no, it's Boondock Saints. Deal with it. Okay. So we're going to spin Zombie Heaven, which this was actually the second song I listened to because I was like, ooh, zombie! I got to play. So was this just kind of like a fun song again where it was like, oh, we're going to incorporate our love with zombies into music?
Pretty much just the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. There's so many zombie movies that are out right now, like mainstream and B movies and even C movies. You know, I don't know what a C movie is, but I just made it up. It's a thing. So, you know, why don't you guys check out this song? This is Zombie Heaven, and I don't know if zombies actually came into the world, it would actually be heaven. We would probably be scared as shit. I would be one of the first ones to go because I'm crippled. But that's okay. I'm disabled. They would be like, brains. And I'd be like, well, I guess I'm fucked. So,
yeah.
Kind of like Zombieland. The first ones to go were the fatties.
Like a high-speed motorized cart, you know.
Yeah.
But
like,
you're asking
you know, Zombieland. The first ones to go that were the fatties. Cardio.
Rule number one.
Rule number one, cardio.
Yeah.
You never get to see all the rules from Zombieland in the movie. You have to go online and find them.
Right.
But, all right, guys, check out Zombie Heaven.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
They walk the streets, haunt the living, breaking down this paradise. Whoa. Feed the flesh, pick the bones dry, breaking down your spirit until you die. Zombie heaven, I wanna be undead. Belong to the masses of the purebred. Zombie heaven, like the Garden of Eden, baby. We're already dead. One little bite, little blood. Welcome aboard this barbecue. Whoa. Their souls are empty, the stairs are cold. This invitation stands for you. Whoa. Zombie heaven, I wanna be undead. Belong to the masses of the purebred. Zombie heaven, like the Garden of Eden, baby. We're already Who will take the reins? Who will tame this beast? Who will eat those brains? Who will take the show? Who will haunt the living? Who will start this feast? Who will end their life? Who will take control? Zombie heaven, I wanna be undead. Belong to the masses of the purebred. Zombie heaven, like the Garden of Eden, baby. We're already
All right, guys. I hope you were working on your cardio during that song, and make sure you check your back seats, seat belts. I forgot what else was available in that movie for the rules, and it was "Nut Up or Shut Up" was one of them that he got from. I can't even remember his character's name, but you know what I'm talking about. Always, yeah. Anyway, that was a great movie though, Zombieland, which I'm told I've read online that they're actually really considering doing a sequel.
That'd be cool.
Which, you know, sometimes sequels, you look at it and go, why'd you do it? Why?
Yeah, remakes too, you know.
Well, yeah, even remakes. Like, I sat there and watched the remake for RoboCop, and I was just like, no! No!
Yeah, that was my thoughts on that too.
Kind of, what's his name? Steve Carell from, what was that TV show he was in? No! 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 And that was my whole thought process during RoboCop. It was like, no, why? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
The remake...
And now they're talking about remaking Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, God.
No.
That sounds awful.
No, don't do it.
When they said they were redoing Karate Kid, I was mildly curious because that was part of my childhood. And I went to the theaters to check it out, and I was just like, dude, I really want my money back. Because this was the same script. You just changed him from moving from New York to California, from Michigan to Japan. What the hell? Yeah. Like, it's the same damn script. Reinvent yourself. My God.
We don't need to go there because I'm just gonna get angry and probably punch my computer screen or something, or throw the microphone around. Maybe I'll just kick Ray a few times. That'll make me feel better.
It's okay, Ray. You could be our punching bag. It's all right. Don't worry.
I'll kick your dog.
It's all. I'll get you and your little dog too.
I'll catch your dog and I'm gonna staple his ass shut.
Oh my God. There's the next song for you. Catching your dog and stapling his ass shut. That's a lyric. Write it down. Oh man. Whew, man, I don't know, like, I love the Boondock Saints, which we kind of got into with, you know.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
That's my favorite movie of all time, but they did the sequel, and don't get me wrong, the storyline for the sequel was really good, and I felt like Troy Duffy was just really pushing it out there because the fans really, really wanted it. But the critics watched it and was like, dude, no, you shouldn't have done it. And I was looking at it like, but it's the Boondock Saints, you know what I mean?
I liked it. I thought the sequel was pretty good. I liked the first one the best. But
well, yeah, I thought the sequel was good.
Yeah, all right. First one was fantastic. Second one was...
Nah, I liked the second one. It had a good story.
Yeah, there was, like I said, Ray, there was a great storyline, but I felt like something was really kind of missing. I felt like something. Maybe it was Rocco.
Maybe it was missing the good movie vibe.
Oh man. Well,
what's missing? Oh, that's right. It's not a good movie. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's
a good movie.
Okay.
Well, for those of you that don't like it, you. All right. Moving on. So. Now, what do you guys like to do, you know, in your spare time when you're not sitting there practicing playing music? What do you guys like to do?
Work. I love it.
He loves to work.
I love to work.
Good. Come clean my house, dude.
Yeah.
Like dust everything.
Between that, taking care of my 3-year-old, my time is pretty much spent.
Yeah.
You know. My nightlife is the band when we're going out with that. But I mean, on occasion, whenever I have a night off, I'll go to see, other local bands, local music. I usually prefer to do that than go to, big concerts, to be honest.
Yeah. Hashtag support local music. Boom, I did it again. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, because, I saw you at, the First Rule Union League and Resistance, like down the street from my house.
Yeah, Resistance were awesome.
Oh, dude, I love Resistance. Like, I'm really good friends with Mimi, and when Resistance comes on this show in September, we're doing a first, and the only reason we can get away with this, guys, is because they live like 5 minutes away from my house, so I can do this. But nice. I'm going to their house, and we're going to record it there, and they're going to be doing live acoustic music while we're recording. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
yeah, that's actually. Like for your podcast too. If you get something, couple condenser mics just set up, go through a computer, you'd be able to do stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. So, oh man. So what are some of the current projects that you guys are going on? I know you already dropped like a bunch of the the concert dates that you got coming up. But what's in the process for the future for Slaughter Party?
Future right now, again, our first goal. This is our first year that we've really only been out for 4.5 months. We've been performing,
something like that.
Yeah. This year we're trying to just get as much exposure as we can. Just meeting people, getting out there, connecting, playing with other bands, playing different venues.
Which is why I put them on the show. Deal with it.
And again, for a future right now, we'll have our album out, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you guys at Taste of Wisconsin at the end of this month. I'm really looking forward to that because you know what? Sadly, I've heard all their music, but I've never seen them live because things just got messed up and I couldn't go. Well,
live. I think in the recording, a lot of the grit is kind of lost, in the recording. Live, I definitely think there's a lot more energy we bring to the table. It just kind of it comes out a lot more powerful. I'm having a blast doing it, and we're having really good response from listeners or people that are out there to come see us at our shows. The other bands that we'll play with too. Everything's very, very positive feedback so far. So
well, I'm giving you all the positive feedback in the world. From what I heard, from what you sent over to me, I honestly, I really, really like it. I really enjoy listening to it. So, the next song that we're going to spin for everybody is "Dumpster Kisses," which this reminds me of my last relationship. Which Will and I know all about that, but that's behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that.
We don't need to get into that, but my personal friends that know me know all about it. So, dude, you guys will understand. But "Dumpster Kisses," man, this is such a great song. And for those of you guys that had horrible relationships, this song is for you. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about this song.
Well, this song is, it's kind of coined from bad relationships, and actually it was about the title came from Ray's dog dumpster diving.
Oh God.
No, her breath was terrible.
Oh, her breath, because her breath smelled like she was dumpster diving. So that kind of came up with that. Okay, it was right about this, but again, remember
we would watch the movie The Voices, and that's kind of where this song kind of came
we
from.
watched The Voices,
with Ryan Reynolds, which is a fantastic, like dark comedy horror, almost horror movie.
What's it called?
So The Voices.
The Voices. I'm writing that down to watch that in the future.
Dogs, relationship issues or whatever. All that boiled down to, pretty much the song with from the first person of a serial killer, just killing the bitch, throwing her in the dumpster, but then you feel bad about it, so you want to dig her out of the dumpster to do it all over again.
Oh, I wouldn't feel bad about my ex, but
pretty much, yeah. But
I would have no love lost. Oh, she's dead. Damn, my bad. That sounds really bad that I said that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be saying that on your podcast. Just saying, but that's okay.
It's my show. She did me really, really bogus, and it's still hurtful. What she did, but that's neither here nor there. But my close personal friends that listen know everything. So you guys are sitting there going,
sing about it and you
I agree.
Song, Dumpster Kisses. We have another one too, which is great, Headless Housewives. But
that's a good song too.
There, your words, so we can leave that out for now.
So yeah, that's a great song too. But last question I'm gonna ask for you guys before I spin "Dumpster Kisses" and let you guys be on your way. This is a question that I ask everybody. As everybody knows, I'm a huge wrestling fan, which this is why we started recording earlier, because I got a pay-per-view and I got people in my living room, and there's a pay-per-view that started 12 minutes ago. But that's okay. I have the WWE Network, and I love wrestling. But if a wrestler had came up to you guys and said, I want to use your guys' music for an entrance song, what song would you give them?
Demon Days, probably, or Doppelganger.
Yeah. Yeah, Doppelganger would be a good one. It depends on who the wrestler was, but one of the heavier ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So, like we said, Dumpster Kisses. It's about doggy breath. It's about the movie The Voices. So.
Well, that was just kind of what coined the idea. So, but yeah, it's just it's a first person from the eyes of a killer. And there's some kind of almost Edgar Allan Poe kind of influence. I was thinking a lot of Telltale Heart when we came up with it too. When he kept hearing the heart beating, from beneath the floorboards. With this again, so he kills the woman or whatever. You want to believe it is, and hears the voices in his head. Just thought it would be better afterwards. But again, so you want her to come back to life. But again, so you can do it again.
It's
dumpster diving for you.
All open to interpretation.
Absolutely. And we leave all of our songs, we actually try to not use any profanity at all. We only have one curse word in the entire album. We generally try to leave out the real specific details and leave it up to the listener to kind of fill in the blank, to kind of picture their own story with it.
Because art is open interpretation, and believe it or not, music is art.
Yep. Exactly. We tell stories in a lot of the songs, but leave it open for their own imagination to kind of color in the story as they see fit.
Awesome. So, like I said, we're gonna wrap things up here. I want to thank you guys for giving me some time this afternoon. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I can't wait to see you guys at the end of the month at Taste of Wisconsin. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be there all 3 days. So
Sure. Well, come down to Milwaukee next Saturday.
It all depends on what happens, which I'll, with the situation that's going on right now.
Sure, no problem.
But hopefully that works out. But like I say, as always, guys, keep the trend moving. Keep the trend alive. # support local music. Just these guys work so hard. They got jobs, they got their families, and they're doing this. And it's all for you guys as well as themselves. And they don't get paid much. So buy merch when you see them and just come to the shows and let them know, dude, you guys are awesome, because that just it means the world to an artist when they're performing. So, all right, guys, we're going to spin Dumpster Days or Dumpster Kisses. I'm sitting there looking at my notes and I saw Dumpster, looked up and saw Demon Days. Dumpster Kisses. See, I can mess up too. It happens. But We're going to spin Dumpster Kisses. And this was Slaughter Party. And like I said before, make sure you check out the Cat Scott podcast that's going to be airing on Thursday. And we'll catch you guys next time.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, dude.